Alright, so Marcy, welcome to Academic Skills. I know this is our first class today. How was world history?
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay. Do you like Miss Anstead?
Sometimes.
Oh, well, that's kind of fair. We don't always like people all of the time the same amount. So what we're going to work on today is the homework that Miss Anstead assigned you. And so we're going to do some learning targets first. Can you look up here real quick? Okay. Can you read the first one to me?
We'll use vocabulary words. I don't know that one.
Origins.
Origins, artifact, culture.
This next one's hard. Yeah, I know. It's hominid. Okay.
Hominid. In speaking and writing.
Okay. What about the next one?
I will discuss the main ideas and vocabulary from the textbook with my teacher,
Who might that be?
Miss Pincher.
That's right. You know it is. Okay. So what we're going to do first, though, is I'm going to have you look at a vocabulary sheet. But even before that, I want to talk to you. Where do humans come from? That's kind of a hard question, huh?
The hospital?
That's true. They do come from the hospital. What about where do you think the first humans came from? Like, what are stories you've heard about it? Like, have you ever heard of the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay. Who were the first humans in the Bible? No? You don't know? Okay.
I don't know.
So usually people recall a story of Adam and Eve. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be a story about where humans came from. Do you remember those Percy Jackson books you liked a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Percy
Where
Jackson.
did humans come from in that? What do they say about how humans started? Who were the three main
Like
gods?
Zeus and all those guys?
Uh-huh. So
Yeah.
they said that humans started from the gods, right?
Yeah.
That the gods created us. Who were the three main gods? Do you remember? Which one's Percy's dad?
Poseidon.
That's right.
Yeah.
And who are the brothers?
Hades.
Mm-hmm.
Zeus.
Very good. Okay, so that's a story about how humans came to be, just like the Bible is a story about how humans came to be. But we have science, which also tells us something else. So Ms. Anstead assigned you the first chapter in the textbook that you're using for that class. But what we're first going to do is we're going to do a worksheet looking at the vocabulary. Oh, actually, sorry. Can you do this one instead? Okay. So, first what we're going to do is on our agenda is we're going to discuss what we know about human origins, which we kind of did, So you've heard of a couple different stories. And then we're going to work on the vocab sheet that she assigned to you. And then we're going to practice reading your textbook. And you're going to get your homework done today, okay? So you don't have to take anything home, I promise.
Sweet.
Oh, I know. All right, so why don't you take a look at these words, artifact, culture, and hominid. I want you to say them with me, or actually I want you to say them after I say them. So, artifact,
Artifact.
culture,
Culture.
and hominid. It's a funny word, I know.
Hominid.
Mm-hmm. Do you see a word in there that makes you giggle? Because I noticed you giggled twice. No?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Well, if you feel like talking about it, we can talk about it. Okay, can you make a prediction for each of these words? Just what you think they mean. You don't have to know.
These three?
Mm-hmm.
I think that artifact it's about art.
That's a good guess. That's a really good guess. What about culture?
Culture, there's a couple different kinds of culture, because I think there's culture like in fashion and society kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also culture in my yogurt and milk.
That is so true. That's actually a
culture.
really good observation. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of see how that works when we read the chapter, right? And what
Yeah.
about the last one, hominid?
I don't know what that means. It reminds me like of an insect or something. Like
No, that's a
an
really, really good guess.
arachnid or a...
So we're going to do the reading, and then you're going to fill out the definition boxes once you actually know what the words mean, and we'll see how close your guesses are. And then you even get to do a drawing.
Okay.
So let's have you pull out... Oh, you already got a pencil. We're good to go.
I do.
Alright, so here is your part of the textbook. So what we're going to do today...
This looks too hard. It's too
It
much.
does look a little hard, right? Why don't we employ a strategy where... Take a look at this. I'm going to cover some of it up. Does that look a little less intimidating?
But there's still 3 pages. I don't have to go through all this.
It'll go quicker than you think it will.
I'll do this one.
Okay, let's start there and see how we do. Alrighty, why don't you Do you want to start reading or do you want me to start reading?
You start.
Me start? Alright. Well, let me find the page. Can you tell me what page it says at the bottom?
5.
Page 5? Okay. Okay. So, I'm going to start reading first, and then when I call on you, you're going to read, right? We're just going to practice reading aloud. Because you know how Miss Anstead likes to call on people randomly?
I know.
I know. It's tough to read out loud. Do you get the feeling in your stomach where you're kind of nervous and you're afraid you're going to say something wrong?
Yeah, I just wish I was done.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's okay, but what's helped me and what I think helps a lot of people is just practicing it. Just getting to say it out loud. And since it's just you and I, and this is academic skills, not only are you going to get your homework done, but we're going to practice reading out loud, so the next time Miss Anstead calls on you, don't feel so scared. Okay, so I'll start, where should I start here? Like, what part of the page? What part should I read first?
I don't know, I was thinking this part right here has bigger heading.
It does have a really big heading, but
This looks like just blah blah we don't need to do.
you don't want to read that part?
I don't think so.
Alright, well, how about I read that part and you can start reading the part that's not blah blah blah.
Alright.
Alright, setting the stage. Okay, and so we would alternate back and forth reading wise. And so the idea would be to practice oral fluency. And then afterwards, okay, so we finished our reading. Alright, you finished. Do you feel like you know what these words might mean now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a little bit.
Okay, so where in your notes did you highlight the word artifact? Do you see it in here?
I think it was, I don't know. Is that the orange one I did? Orange highlight?
It might have been. Let's find it. Why don't you take a look? Tell me where you see that word.
I do right here.
Okay, tell me what an artifact is. Why don't you write it here on your definition sheet?
Human-made objects.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Good handwriting. Okay. And what would you draw for that?
Well, when we talked about it, we talked about things like pottery and like a bowl or a...
Yeah. Anything a human made is technically an artifact. Now, usually that applies to things that are much older, right, though? If we made these circles here, would that be an artifact yet?
How long until it would be done?
I
like
mean,
this.
I think your circles are nice. I think technically anything could be an artifact, but when we're referring to like human origins and anthropology, it's usually something, I would say, thousands of years ago.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Really freaking old, right?
Okay.
Okay. And then I think, wait, time? Yeah. I don't know. Should I just keep going?
You have a couple minutes.
Okay. I can't tell. Okay, so what about the next one? What did you figure out for culture?
Culture was the next one down. It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
A people's unique way of life.
Look at how close you were with society.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just make an arrow? That's almost the same.
Yeah, you know, that's
Unique
fine.
way of life.
Okay, so but maybe say it's a specific society, right? A unique society, not just every society. Okay. Nice. And what would you draw for that?
I don't know. People.
Okay. Your stick figures are good. That one a girl?
Yeah.
Obviously. Okay. What about the last one? I know this word kept making you giggle. No, sure. Towards the top.
Oh. What's that word?
The big one?
Yeah.
It starts with an A?
Yeah.
That's Australopithecines. So remember in the reading it talked about how those are early humans. They're like the forerunners to the modern Homo sapien, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So they're kind of what humans were like before humans existed.
That's what I have to write for this now? That's
No,
my
no,
definition?
No. So what does it say
so hard.
after? What does
I
it
hate
say
this
afterwards?
one.
It's not that bad. Okay, so it says humans are called hominids.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we are. So we walk upright.
Humanid? Huh?
Hominid. Alright?
Humans?
Yep, so you're gonna say, you could say humans that walk upright, which is technically all humans, right? And that's actually known as being bipedal. Do you know what the word?
No.
So, pedal, you know, you walk, and then bi for two, so you walk on two legs.
I don't know what you mean.
No? You've never heard that term?
Pedal?
Mm-hmm.
No.
People don't use it very often. So if something was quadrupedal, what would it be?
Quad? Quad is four.
Mm-hmm. So what would they walk on?
Four.
Nice.
Four
So